Hey friends, welcome back to my channel. My name is Victoria, and today we are going to be talking about 15 books I need to read before the end of the year, before it turns to 2024. So at the beginning of this year, or at the end of last year, I made a video of 23 books that I need to read in 2023. Oh, laughable. Freaking laughable. I've read 3 out of the 23 that were on that list. So that's super embarrassing. Whatever. So some of those books are on this list. Some of them are just other books that I've always wanted to get to that are just like necessities that I know that I'm gonna love and that I just have been like putting off or not have. Also a lot of the ones that I have on this list I own, and so I wanted to like try and focus on ones that I already owned, but all of these I think that I will love, and I am just shocked that I haven't read them yet. I'm just an idiot for putting them off for so long. So it is a little bit of a mix between the ones that were on that list and or like the important ones that were on that list and some other ones that I've gotten throughout the year, or that have come out throughout the year. But all of these are released already. There are no like new releases, future releases for the rest of the year on this list. They're all ones that are already out. So yeah, 15 books that I absolutely need to read before the end of the year. Let's get into it. So the first one, it's really embarrassing that I haven't read this book yet, is Still by Kennedy Ryan. I've read Flow, I've read Grip. It's been almost 3 years since I read Flow and Grip. I think I read them in 2021, and beginning of 2021. And I still haven't read Still, which is just ridiculous. It's ridiculous. I need to do it. I think my biggest way to do this would be to buddy read it. I need to find somebody who's read the first 2 and not read the 3rd one, or who's reading the series and I can buddy read Still with them, but it's a problem. I absolutely 100% need to read this before the end of the year. This is probably the most important one that's on this list that I really must read before the end of the year. It'll be my like Kennedy Ryan for the year because I don't think I've read a Kennedy Ryan this year. But it's crazy. It's crazy that I haven't read this. So if you don't know, the Grip trilogy is a music producer and a musician's romance. There is so much more that goes into it. It's interracial. The music producer is white and the musician who's a rapper is black, and they also have known each other for a long time. It's a brother's best friend situation. There are a lot of things that go into this. It's very in-depth. It has that like absolute Kennedy Ryan destruction yet soulmates that, oh my god, it just blows your mind as you're reading it. But I haven't read the 3rd one, which is their actual one where they get the HEA in it. So I've read like the first 2 where they're like really hardcore struggling, and the 3rd one I just know it's gonna rip me apart. And it's just, I need to be emotionally stable. And we're gonna hope that I am emotionally stable enough before the end of the year because it is a necessity. The next one that I have is A Love Letter to Whiskey by Candy Steiner. So this book is one that I know is gonna make me like throw the fucking book across the room. The angst, the devastation that I'm gonna feel. I guess with between these 2 books, I might like just like drop dead just from the destruction that I know it's gonna do to my heart. This is a right person, wrong time romance. It is Candy Steiner's like angstiest one. It is her like most popular. Also, I feel like most people know A Love Letter to Whiskey. And I've really loved Candy Steiner recently. I've been reading more of her, and I know that I want to read this. I know that it'll be amazing and it'll blow my mind, but I also know that it's going to make me so angry for like 80% of this book, because they're not getting together and they're like wrong time. I know that they're both engaged or married at some point to other people, and I am just scared. But I absolutely need to read it. I have the physical copy. I have the audiobook of the like extended anniversary edition. I will read it. I will before the end of the year. Number 3 is Enthralled by Gianna Darling. This is part of the Enthralled trilogy, I guess it's called. I'm trying to look at my shelf. I think it's called the Enthralled trilogy. So this is a one of the siblings. So one of the siblings is The Affair, one of the siblings is When Heroes Fall, and one of the siblings I think is in the Enthralled trilogy. And so I think it's a like human trafficking, or like she's like bought by the hero. The heroine is kidnapped and then bought by the hero. Or like sold. The heroine's parents maybe sell her and then she's bought by the hero. Something along those lines. I know it's dark. I know it has like a lot of deep, dark elements, taboo, forbidden kind of elements to it. And I'm excited about it. I think it'll be really interesting. It's been a while since I've read a new Gianna Darling book, because it's been ages since she's released one. So there are like very few left that I have to read, or that I want to read. I'm not going to read the Affair trilogy, but I have wanted to read Enthralled. It's just been really like on my mind. It sounds so intriguing that I really think that I'm gonna love it, and I love Gianna Darling's writing, and I really want to be back in Gianna Darling's writing style. It's just so poetic and beautiful and dark and amazing. The next one I have is Things We Hide from the Light by Lucy Score. I absolutely loved Things We Never Got Over. This is a small town romance, and this is book 2 in the series. It follows the brother of the hero from book 1, and I am just really, really excited. I think the heroine is also the ex-girlfriend of the hero from book 1. It sounds really, really good. I'm really excited about it, and I love Lucy Score's writing. She's really become like a favorite of mine. I think that she writes really amazing books, and I have such a good time with them. Number 5 is Throne of Glass by Sarah J. Maas. It embarrasses me that I have not read the Throne of Glass series. I have previously, that's a lie, I have previously read Throne of Glass and the second one, which I can't remember the name of, but I read them like 8 years ago when Throne of Glass books were first actually coming out. So it was probably more than like 10 years ago. It's been a really, 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 really long time since I read the first Throne of Glass. I honestly don't even remember what it's about, but as a Sarah J. Maas lover, I love ACOTAR, I love the Crescent City series. I need to read Throne of Glass, because it's just embarrassing that I haven't. So I'm gonna try and read at least, or I'm going to. It's not going to be try, I am going to read at least the first Throne of Glass book before the end of the year. Then I have Dark Notes by Pam Godwin. I read Sea of Ruin however long ago, and I became absolutely obsessed with it. I think I read it last year. Absolutely obsessed with it. It's so freaking good, and I loved the writing in it. And Dark Notes is the one that everyone says that I should read next after reading Sea of Ruin, to read more Pam Godwin. And so I own the audiobook of Dark Notes, and I definitely want to read it. I know that it's student teacher. I know that it's super dark because it's Pam Godwin, and I'm really, really excited about it. I think it'll be really great, but it's one of those ones that like, it's so dark that I feel like I need to like mentally prepare, and I'm really bad at that. Number 7 is a historical. It's The Perks of Loving a Wallflower by Erica Ridley. This is a sapphic historical. I really, really want to read more sapphic books. I've read 1 or 2 recently, and I've just been like super, super loving them. And I really want to read more, and I've heard such amazing things about Perks of Loving a Wallflower. I've also read like only 2 historicals this entire year, and really want to read more, because when I do read historicals, I love them. I just never like go to pick them up because there are so many other things that I want to pick up that I never prioritize historicals, and I really want to do that more. And so there are some that are just like definitely top of my TBR, and this is one as a sapphic book that I definitely want to read. Another historical is another one that I am just like, it's embarrassing, I've never read it, and that is Again the Magic by Lisa Kleypas. This one is so many people's favorite historicals. I know that Samantha from Books with Samantha is absolutely obsessed with this book. She loves it so much, and I absolutely need to read it. I love Lisa Kleypas. I've read quite a few Lisa Kleypas books and have really, really enjoyed them, and Again the Magic is like supposed to be the best one, and I have so much anticipation for it, and I just have not picked it up. So again, if I only read 2 historicals for the rest of the year, it's gonna be Perks of Loving a Wallflower and Again the Magic. Next one that I have is a book that actually released this year, and that is Coach by Devney Perry. I don't know why I've been putting this book off, but I literally bought it right when it came out, and I never started it. I don't know why. It's a return to small town, single father football coach romance, and he ends up getting a job as a football coach at a college, and the heroine is a girl he knew from high school that he never got the opportunity to be with, and now he does, and it sounds really great and like something I'll love. And I don't know why I haven't picked it up, but I think it actually, I put it on my 5-star predictions for the year, so I'll definitely try and get to it, but I don't just, it's one that I just really think that I'll love and that I don't know why I haven't picked up yet. The next two are both fantasy romances, and that is The Fourth Wing, which is a hugely popular book this year. It came out and people have become obsessed with it. I know that it's a lot of people's like favorite books of the year so far, and I am incredibly intrigued by it and just have not been in a fantasy mood to pick it up, but I definitely want to. This is one that I really want to read sooner rather than later, because I know that the second book comes out at the end of the year, I think like November or December, so I'd really like to have this one read before the second one comes out, but I'm very excited about it. I know so many people have loved it. It has chronic illness rep in it, and I think I'm gonna love it, and I just haven't picked it up yet. The other fantasy is The Serpent and the Wings of Night by Carissa Broadbent. Carissa Broadbent kind of blew up, and so many people were reading her and saying how amazing her books were, and I just never was in a fantasy romance mood and able to pick up her books, so I have never read her still, and I think that she's gonna be somebody that I love, especially this one, which has like vampires and like a like trial in it. I know that Jess from Peace Love Books loved it when she read it at the end of last year, so I'm very excited. There are so many people that I know that have absolutely loved this, and I just have to read it. The next one is Twisted Lies by Anna Huang. I read the rest of the Twisted series, and I think Twisted Lies is going to be the one that I like the best, and I never finished it, so I never like finished the series with Twisted Lies. I've read the other three, and I never picked up Twisted Lies, even though I think it'll be the one that I like the best. So I had to put this on the list because it's terrible that I haven't read it yet, and so I really love Twisted Love, and I loved Anna Huang's like New Kings series. I've read King of Wrath and King of Pride, and I really loved both of those, so I really want to read more from her, and I don't know why I haven't picked up Twisted Lies. Then I have When She Belongs by Ruby Dixon. This is a alien romance. It is Avery from Ava's Romance Books' favorite Ruby Dixon book, and I actually was gifted it by Ruby Dixon when I saw her in Texas at Book Bonanza, so I own the physical copy now, and I definitely want to read it. I know that Avery like raves about it and talks about how much she loves it all the time, and so I really want to read it, and I really hope that I love it as much as she does. Then I have Josh and Kat by Lauren Rowe. This is the only Lauren Rowe series that I haven't read. I've read all of Lauren Rowe's other books, and I've just never picked up the Josh and Kat trilogy. I have a hard time with books that follow the same couple, like multiple books that follow the same couple, if they're not fantasy, but I did love the Reed Rivers trilogy by her, and that all follows the same couple, so I really want to like finish out my Lauren Rowe backlist, and so I did put the Josh and Kat trilogy on here, although I am just putting book 1 because I'm not necessarily holding myself to reading all of them, but I at least want to start the Josh and Kat trilogy this year. Then the last one that I have is Saint by Sierra Simone. This is, I've read Priest and I've read Sinner, but I've never read Saint, and so I really want to finish them out. I actually think that, again, I'll like Saint the best, and so I don't know why I stopped at the first two. I love an MM romance, and Saint is MM, and I just think it sounds so amazing. I remember being blown away when I read the synopsis when the book first came out and being so excited about it, and then never picking it up, and so I'm just an idiot and never like go back to read the books that I think sound so amazing. I always get like caught up in the newer books, and so I really want to read more from Sierra Simone because I do really love her writing style. I've met her and I love seeing her talk and speak. I just really like her energy, and so I really want to read more from her, and I really think that I'll love it, and I just haven't picked it up. So that's the last one. That's 15 books that I absolutely need to read before the end of the year. Let me know in the comments if you've read any of these books, which ones I should like try first. Let me know if you want to see like a vlog or something of me reading some of these books, but that is going to be it for this video. So like it if you liked it, subscribe so you can see more content from me, and I hope that you have the absolute best day.